I am Oliver Queen, and I have come back from 5 years of isolation to save my city. So, this is my review of Arrow, otherwise known as Green Arrow, which is a show launched in 2012 by CW and DC Comics. And this is episode 3 of season 2, which is called Dollmaker, I believe. And yeah, that's how it starts. So, Arrow is a good show because it has very dark elements, and this episode is very good because it shows those dark elements in a very compelling tone. That tone being the main villain of the episode, known as the Dollmaker. Now, this guy is threatening because he has a connection to Detective Lance, one of the main characters in the story, who is a detective, and he has guilt from his past due to him and his relation to his murders. He killed 8 innocent girls who were the same as his dead daughter, so that really drives him forward. And that's a great motif for him and for the villain because they both feel connected to each other in some way, kind of like Batman and Joker. And at the same time, we also have Black Canary, who is a new femme fatale for Green Arrow, and possibly a love interest. I know for sure it's a love interest, though, since I've read the comics. Spoilers alert. So, yes. Clearly, though, we can see that they're not going to use Black Canary that much so far. They're going to wait it out, and they're going to, have her develop a bit more. And to do that, they're going to have to play off of her mystery and play off of her charm. So they're going to have her come in occasionally as a side character, and then eventually they're going to trace her backstory back. Meanwhile, in the past, we have the airplane which Oliver was in blowing up, and we see Wade Wilson getting burned, so that might be the start of Mask, that maybe where the mask comes from. They might do some experiments on him. He might become the Deathstroke that we come to know and love, and that's what I really love about the series. They can bring back villains which we thought that were dead, right? Wade's partner was the original Deathstroke, but now that he's dead, Wade can become Deathstroke. Same thing as Deadshot. The original Deadshot is dead, but someone else came into his place and now he's even better. Black Canary, Green Arrow, yada yada yada, etc, etc, etc. Villains can keep coming back in this series because someone else keeps on taking the mantle, and that's a great thing. Now, this episode is a fine episode. It has some great elements. You see some real tension between people, especially Laurel and Detective Lance. Those two have a great dynamic because one blames the Arrow for what's happening wrong with the city, and the other one trusts the Arrow and wants to start a new path. And when they're both captured and both saved by the Arrow, they find they have a common motif and they find they have a common ground to meet up to. So I'm giving this episode of Arrow a 9 out of 10. I will see you next time on Shisha's Movie Reviews. Have a good night, everybody.